Ciao nice people, welcome to the stream. Oh, we are back on developing more RPG Maker, I couldn't wait. Oh, just in time, thanks for the follow, Asiekirka. I always try to say the name right the first time, hoping it works. So, last time, 7 days passed, that's a lot because I feel like I didn't program this for ages. There's no wrong way. Awesome, it's like my name. Can be Waldorf, can be Waldorf, can be Waldorf. Anything goes, really. Waldorf even can work, I suppose. So last time we programmed this. It's pretty simple, but you press the buttons to avoid attack. If you get it wrong, you take damage. An extra thing, out of stream I programmed a cursor. This one you see is not my computer cursor, it's the game cursor. It's used for some parts of the game. But yeah, I think I just wanted to show it. I should make a custom one though. This one is taken from the internet. Okay, what do we want to do? Well, first we want this slime to get the freak out of our face because... Oh god, personal space, please, personal space. Well, this is not really complicated, even if it seems here, because we should group them, but... yeah, I should add the notes. This is the slime approaching. I said it's simple because it's already programmed. You can say to move the picture rate in a 40 frame. Okay, maybe not. Yeah, this one moves the slime in 40 frames in those coordinates. And the slime kinda moved horizontally by 900 pixels. So we can return him back on the same direction. So after this dodging of the arrows, we can send the slime back. So we send him back by 900 pixels, and we can tell it's... And by adding here rel, like we programmed the last time, we say, it's relative. So don't worry about the X, only move horizontally. Let's see if it works, first of all. Yeah, it comes back. It's perfect. Here it is. Look at how wonderful it is. Okay, now, what do I want to do today? Today I want to do the second part of the battle minigame, which is, of course, building a gate. Because, you know, Fazzi has a hammer in its hand, right? So, what should they do with it? Yeah, of course, build a gate. That's called an invalid gate, your head. Not an invalid bridge, your game, huh? Okay, how do we build a gate? Well, there are different ways. But the thing we want is a quick time event. Almost. It's kinda a feature that already existed in the game. Let's see if I can give an example. For example, here. It's a minigame that already existed in the original game, where you hold the Alt button. Okay, maybe it doesn't. Okay, what's wrong here? Why doesn't it work? Don't tell me it's Visus Stella shenanigans. No, for this once it's not Visus Stella, I'm surprised. We can test it here. I'm confused. Oh well, maybe we overridden it. Simply, you hold the Alt button, a prompt appears on the screen, like one I can show you here. Like a simple one. Like the key right of foo, you need to press E. There's a prompt like this. It starts, of course, with simple letters like D. Press the letter D while holding Alt. So it's simple. You need to hold Alt and press the corresponding letter. So, let's see. Well, there are multiple parts to it because first enemy is charging a move. So I should manage an animation for it, which I don't think I can, but I will try. And while charging the animation, there's a circle that appears at the center of the screen telling you to hold Alt. Oh, in a cool part of the screen. And then it zooms in like... I took inspiration from Ring Fit Adventures. Basically, there is... Can we make it wider? Okay. There is this circle. Perfect circle, I know. With a kinda dark net transparent background. So we could say something like this. Even transparent. Because it looks cooler, right? So here it says press Alt. Smaller. I can write perfectly. Press Alt. And when you hold Alt, and when you hold Alt, it increases in size. The Alt text gets moved. And instead of... okay, let me see if I can manage something. So it increases in size. The alt text goes in the corner here. And here in the middle it's replaced by the prompt, like press the letter M. Something like this. Like, and at the end we say hold Alt plus press M. Sounded better in my head, but we can manage something, right? Okay, first of all, we want anime animation. So for that, we can put our... oh, you know what? We can ignore all the part in the middle here. The slime approaching and all of that. And we go directly with the enemy charging the move. Oh, hello Tio! Welcome to the stream. Welcome back. We are just now starting to wonder how to make the second part of the battle, or the minigame battle system, which is, yeah, building a gate. Pretty classical, right? So as a placeholder, just to show the enemy should have an animation. Oh wait, we have a problem. It's picture based, not event based. So never mind, I'm gonna do animation with pictures, I suppose. Yeah, not fun. Fun not allowed here. Okay, we can kinda leave alone the animation, right? Who needs an animation? We have a sound effect here. This one is fine. To say that the enemy is charging a move. And now we need to do two things. First, have the player press the buttons to protect from the move by building a gate. And in the meantime, having a timer. Could even be a hidden timer, but we need a timer nevertheless. So, how do we do it? Well, we could have a... well, we definitely need a loop here. We can see if we can multi-manage in this loop. And we may also want to define a timer limit. We set it as a... we say 400 frames. Around 7 seconds, maybe? And in the loop, we simply decrease timer limit by 1. So we literally count 400 frames in the loop. And when the loop is... I don't remember the name. When timer limit is below 0, then the loop is over and the enemy charged their attack. Break loop. We can make a game. We can make a game over just this time, okay? So now we have a loop that waits 400 frames. What do we do in each frame now? It's like having a parallel process here. Good question, I don't know. We already have the lose condition here, so we've done one thing of two, so this may be surprisingly easy. May. Okay, the other thing is waiting for the player to hold the Alt button. How do we check it if the player holds the Alt button? I swear, I experimented somewhere, but I forgot where. There was a point where I checked it. Oh well, if we don't remember, we do it our way. Which is not the best way, but it's a way. Let's see if I already have it. So I can take the code that defines the base controls of the game. So there is somewhere a place to check which buttons you need to press to do anything. So there is the where did I do it? There is another game where I programmed it. Maybe Dojat now. No, I don't think so. I don't remember where I did it. Probably at something is wrong with my world map. Well, doesn't hurt into checking. I should make some order in my projects. Oh, come on. There. Yeah, really, I need more organization here. I don't even need to open it. Let's see. No, probably not here. Never mind, it's here. Okay. We need a key mapper. This is the default function of RPG Maker that tells us which buttons are mapped. We just need to add some of ours, of course. Let's see where it is. In core, maybe? Yeah, it's in core, here. So I just need to take those. I can even edit those and place them somewhere. Just in case I check I'm not replacing it anywhere. No, definitely not. Okay, here in small fixes we place it here. And now we can freely change what we want to set. I swear I already tried it somewhere, but I forgot. The fuck are all those codes? This is the... some are the core code that runs RPG Maker. The others is all the code I did in small changes over time. Seems like a lot, but it's one piece at a time, really. Okay, so... I don't remember how it's done exactly, though. I probably need... let's see. Well, we can check with a script. So, we want now to introduce a new number, which is the number of the Alt button. Which we don't know. Let's see. Or, you know what? We want this. Oh, come on. This Kikuko tester. If I press space, it's 32. If I press A, it's 65, 83, 68. Each key I press on the keyboard is a number in in JavaScript. Oh, thanks a lot for the follow, Nestex. Oh, I really appreciate it. Yeah, we are at 620. Yeah, 200 less, we could have a fun number. Okay, I open this one to look for the code for alt, which is 18. Oh wait, it's already here. Okay, I kinda want to deactivate the other control because I think it's fine, why not? So we already have it, control. And here we can really add something else. And since we are here also we can do something fun. Which is implementing the WASD buttons, of course. It's super simple actually. W is A87, A, S, D. Why they are not in order? It pisses me off. Okay, so 87 is W, which is page down, but we can have it as up. Then A is 65, which is not here. I'm surprised. I thought there was. We can have it as left. Then S, we can have it as down, 83. And as the last one, D, 68, as right. And now like that, we suddenly have WASD compatibility. Maybe we should try it somewhere else. Okay. Here, I'm using the arrows and now I'm using WASD. And yeah, WASD compatibility like that. Super easy. I didn't even want to program WASD compatibility now, but since we are here, why not? Okay, what I was trying to do? Yeah, the control. So, I don't remember how to check if a button is pressed. Let's see if we can ask our incredible list, the Bible of script calls. Not here. Maybe... Never mind. Advanced. I need to check somewhere else. So I probably did it somewhere else. Let's see. I swear, I did it a lot of times. Here, input is pressed letter. So we just need to check if input is pressed and it works. For now we have it in a parallel process just to see if it works. So we have it input dot is pressed and we put control. We are missing the feedback. Oh, not this sound. This sound is special to me, so. Okay, yeah, it works. If I press Alt button, then yeah, the sound plays. Damn, I wanted to learn just that. You would be surprised how many simple things you can do just by changing a bunch of things in the code. Like here, I just added WASD like it was nothing. There was also another cool thing I discovered a week ago. That with only a line of code, you can make a character event controller. It's kind of hard to explain, but when I saw it, I thought, wait, I can do that with this simple line. Okay, so we have now the check to the control button. So now, in this, we are gonna have the check if the player is pressing control. To be specific, this is player pressing, so not triggering. That means this is valid each frame the button is held down, not only the first one. Which in this case works fine because we need to check if the player lets the button down. And as they say, never gonna give the button up, never give you down. desert you, something like that. So while the button is pressed, we will have an animation of a circle opening up. For now though, we are gonna just show a picture. The picture of D. Which will be again be called through our code. Because I don't want to show picture normally here. Because by using this one, the pictures are gonna be placed in specific spots of the screen in case the button moves to one side of the screen to the other one. We're gonna have the picture on the number 10, or we can make 20. D. Is it called D? D. Just D. This one, the coordinates, I don't know. Oh wait, it's full screen, right? So it should be the center of the screen. Yeah, the picture is full size, kinda. We can have it like here. Yeah, here is perfect. We should have it a little bigger. Okay. For now, let's see. Ah yeah. Let's start here. Charging a move, I died instantly, huh? Why? So, timer limit 400 frames. Loop starts, it decreases by 1 each frame. If the timer limit is less or equal than 0, game over, but 400 frames didn't pass, right? Let's do something. Let's see how fast it passes. Apparently it happened super fast. Very super fast. Is this thing oh! Okay, yeah, I get it, I'm stupid. Because all of this happens in one frame. Because it's an autorun and it's a loop, so I need to place a wait of a frame at the end, otherwise it never waits. So it does all of this without waiting. And I kinda want it to wait, that's the whole point. So here. Charging, hold Alt, and nothing happens. Ooh. Okay. Why? So, there should be this icon, right? Am I missing a parameter? No. Maybe the picture is... maybe the picture is in the wrong folder, yeah. It is. Should be in the battle folder, okay. Yeah, unfortunately, with Visus Stella, it doesn't tell you when you have a bug. Here, the letter appeared. Now you just need to have another trigger, which is after the letter presses, we need to check if we press the letter D, which is equivalent to, we don't know. We don't have it, right? Wait, D is right, actually. Kinda weird that since the arrow right will still work, but here I press D. Yeah, and we don't have any feedback, so I don't know if it worked. Nice. This isn't working, why? That's me all the time in the program. Well, it happens to everyone actually. The important part is understanding why it doesn't work. And when you understand why, you are closer to not repeating the same mistake again. I'm not sure how much it applies to me though. It's good to find out what was wrong. Yeah, because I kinda don't dislike not having something not working. because it feels like a mystery movie, right? You need to find the mystery behind all the code and find the true culprit, which is still myself, but still. It's not very unpleasant, for me at least. Like a puzzle, yeah, and I love puzzles! I think loving puzzles is kind of a requirement to program, because you kind of have to think a lot to understand how to approach anything. Okay, so if we press the right button, we break the loop and we completed it. And at the end of the loop, we just check if the timer limit is still more than 0 or not. If there is some time left, it means we did it in time. Otherwise, it's a game over. So we can bring the game over down, okay. Let's see now if it works. So, hold D, hold Alt, press D, and yeah, okay, we did it. And it restarts. So we need to delete the picture and so on. Yeah, at least we did the very bare bones, I suppose. Okay, picture 20 removed. Now, the thing is, yeah, it's there, it works. We have multiple things to add on to it though. First, if you leave the Alt button, the prompt disappears. So here. Okay, one thing done. Second, if you press any other button, well, we don't want the player to press other buttons, right? How do we do it though? I don't know. We can leave it to later. First, I want another thing. I want to have different prompts. I don't want the player to just press D all the time. I want the player to press other buttons. That's why we need to automatize or parameterize everything. You're trying to do interactive fights? It's more like a... It's not really a fight, it's more like a battle minigame. It's not really the core of the game, but it's a nice addition to add it on the existing gameplay. And is actually also the best solution to improve the final minigame battle of the game. Since the original one was set on a map, but it kinda required you to have to play on window. No, to play on a small window. I completely disabled the full screen in the first version of the game, just for also for that. That's why this one is I think a decent replacement for that. So the thing I want is, I don't want a single correct answer here. I want a single correct answer based on the situation. That means before everything we need to set up the right word. Right to press. Which will it be? Will be defined by our function. We call it like fine hint and letter to press. I don't know why I like to make long names, so I will never get a double. And we create a function here in rea functions at the end. And we can have it like ID if I want to have or to have different ones based on the difficulty. I don't know. Okay. So what do we do here? We're gonna have a list of every prompt we have. For now we're gonna just have letters here. But later there will be harder ones like this one, pay respects, which you need to press F, of course. But those will happen only later in the game. Have you studied programming or learned from hobby? Well, both of them, but studying wasn't really a big improver since I already did as a hobby. I started a lot of time, like 14 years ago, but I was starting only with RPG Maker. But since I had a lot of fun, I just dug deeper into it, and also helped that I want to try and to experiment on something else every new game, while still keeping though my style. So I experiment in my comfort zone at least. We want here a list of every hint and letter to press. It's a long name, I know, but again, it's to avoid double names. Okay, what will this have? It will have the name of the image file and the correct answer. So for example, here on D, we're gonna have the name, which is d.png, only D in this case, and D. For the second one, we're gonna have simple C, and the answer is C. Oh wait, it's not C, because C is probably not here, right? Yeah. Also, we need to note down D, S. Okay. Where is A? Wait. This is A, okay. Well, I should put them in a better order, maybe. Do you think I will be able to finish again with zero knowledge? Yes, because you seem interested into it. The important thing is to start a project without doing all this stuff. I'm doing all this stuff before because, well, how to put it? I slowly introduced myself to it one piece at a time. At the start I never did this stuff, so I really incentivize you to not program and just use the basic events. Like, the best thing is to start with a very small project, because there's also the problem in when you do a longer project, then you improve. That means the first part you made will feel old and unexperienced. So the best way is to make short games and find friends and get feedbacks and try new games every time. Even today, I'm not really confident on making a full-fledged, a long game, because it's too much effort, maybe. But yeah, I'm trying it with Respawn Banter and I'm kinda regretting it. But not really, but yeah, doing stuff alone is never easy. That's why I want to find a team, but I'm very strict about my stuff, so that's why I don't feel confident in actually finding new people. It's already happening. I already want to delete everything I made. No, don't. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. Makes sense. That's why I suggest to maybe, if you really want to continue the project, go on, but never change from scratch the stuff you did before, because at this point it's better to restart a new leave that project permanently, or release it as an incomplete project, get some feedback and start a new one. I think I want to tell something. When I first got RPG Maker, I started making my first project. Okay, yeah, that's what you do. After a while though, I found a new engine. I switched from RPG Maker 2003 to Week 6, and I restarted my game from scratch. It looked way better. And my game was something like this. I did the complete game. And, well, no, this is next one. So I was saying, that's not the right one. Yeah, the first project was still awful, was still pretty bad, but I made some experience. Later, I tried to redo it with a lot of experience, and I paused it for other years, and I restarted it from scratch. And that's still a project I'm kinda saving on the side to continue when I'm done with all the stuff I'm doing now. So just don't continue a game you don't feel confident about. Just pause it, try something else, and maybe take that project again and do it from... And I don't think it's worth to return on projects you don't feel confident about anymore. If you really love the concept, you could revisit it, but honestly it's better just to focus on other new games, shorter ones. You will see me around a lot. Oh, thanks, I appreciate it a lot. I'm not streaming developing every day though the first days of the week I or play RPG Maker games or stream them. But yeah, now I will definitely resume developing games on stream. I should do more than once a week, but for now, one is fine. Okay, so returning to the list of every hint and letter to press, that's the whole name. Also, just since we talked about it. Or we didn't, but actually, I suggest you to join our Discord server. It's the second one, don't mistake the two. The second one is with a lot of game developers, even if most of them are Italian, but it's pretty good people. They are kinda harsh, but they are very welcoming to everyone that wants to learn. I try to spam it every time. The English section is not very active now, but because we were mostly Italian people. In Spanish language shouldn't be a problem. Oh, we don't have I don't think we have Spanish people though. I don't know. Interesting though, because there was a Spanish person who offered to translate me the game I was making, which unfortunately though had to stop near the end, so it was kinda incomplete. And also Spanish is also the artist that is making stuff for my main game, though it's not really people I know closely. I understand Italian almost wow. I never knew someone not Italian that knew Italian very well. Congratulations. Okay, so if the letter to press is D, the right button is D, which is associated to the text, right? So we're gonna put the solution here. With C, there is no button for C. We're gonna find it. D. Oh wait. Which was it? C. C is 67. So 67, we can simply call it C, because we don't need it anywhere else. So here the answer is C. It's kinda the same for everything else. I'm not doing all of them at this point, because it's just repetitive. But we can do one more. We can make pay respects. Respects, oh, it's misspelled. Here. The last one is pay respects. And we can have the answer, which is F. But we don't have the F button, right? We need to make it. The F button is 70. Okay. we can stop here for now, on this part at least. I may want to add a third parameter here, which is the difficulty. I will say 2. Others is difficulty 1. Well, I will make 3 actually. I don't think it matters now, but it's a useful parameter for later. Okay, now, this function now will take a value at random from here. It's simple. We create a random parameter which is created but by math random. Okay, this creates a random value between 0 and 1, 1 excluded. So we can just multiply it by the length of this array, which means it will give a random number between 0 and 3. 3 excluded. Okay, so now it will give a answer from 0 to 3. Or more like 0 and 2.999999, which we don't want. So we can just remove the second part of the numbers by doing this. Math floor. Okay, now we get a number from 0 to 2, which is exactly the ID of each of one of those. And if we add another one, it will automatically regulate. So we will now get a random number. So now this function will return the exact line we need. In this case is list of everything, every hint and letter to press of the exact line. Random, okay. And now the function will return, for example, this line. And return into here. Now the right button to press is saving the parameter we get from. What do we do with this? Well, first we will have the name of the picture to show. Before we only showed picture D, but now we have the name of the chosen picture, right? It's stored, the name is stored in, wait, it's stored here, data. Okay, we can extend the name. So the name is saved in the right button to press data on the first value. And later the right button to press to complete it is stored in the second value. And now suddenly with those changes, any letter can appear. Like we have pay respects and we press F. I press other buttons, doesn't work. F does work. Now I press again D. I press D, it works. Another one, pay respect, I press D, anything else, doesn't work. F works. Where is the last one? The last one won't appear. I swear I put 3 of those. Aha, it is, see. And it works. Wow, actually, you know what? I'm very surprised because stuff never works first try. So, I'm pretty happy about it. Okay, now that we've done it, it's, I wouldn't say mostly done, but it's a good progress. So, I need to try what happens if I leave the alt button. Yeah, if I leave the alt button, it disappears, and I cannot win. I need to hold it and press the right button. It's important to hold the alt button because, well, it is the animation of holding the hammer above, like Thor, but way less cooler though. Okay, I'm surprised that we did it this fast. But it's clearly not done, we need a lot of stuff. For example, after it, instead of directly knowing if we done it right or not, we need... where is it? Here. Let me take the animation. Okay, before telling the player if they are right or not, we can move the enemy and charge towards the player. Very fast. And based on how they arrive... You know what? I want to build a gate. What do I mean? Where is it? Do we have a gate? Where is my gate? Aha, here it is. We have a gate. I want this to spawn when you press the right button. But I think it will be pretty easy. So we take the coordinates of the protagonist. If the player pressed the button correctly, then a gate will spawn on top of it, so we can go number 12. A little on the right. So, like this. So the enemy, okay, first, if the answer is right, it builds the gate. If it doesn't, nothing happens for now. The enemy charges, and then, after a wait, after waiting for the enemy to charge, we check again if the player did it in time or not. If they did, there's a bonk, the enemy bonks on the gate. This one works, and gets stunned for a while. If it's not, we take damage. In this case, placeholder, game over. Oh yeah, we still need to make all the health bars, yeah. There's still some stuff to do. But for now, the blow. Okay, I may want to introduce that when the enemy is stunned, you open the gate and you mash buttons to deal damage, but for the demo, I will skip through this part and just let the enemy take a lot of damage, since this is the main part to do damage. Yeah, for the demo maybe it's better to not. And we can have the enemy do a quick recoil. Okay. Let's see if it works. I hope I'm not forgetting anything this time. We can have a... What happens if I do a longer time here? Let's see. Okay, this is not the gate actually. It's called Gate Battle. Should be... Wait. Should be a little bigger though. Okay. Okay, the gate should be in front of Fazei, but not above the enemy, so number should be 6. Which is between Fazei and the enemy. Oh, hello Mershon! Welcome to the raid! I saw you yesterday raiding, but unfortunately I stopped the stream. How it's going? Thanks for the raid again. What were you playing? I'm curious. Are you RPG Maker connoisseurs? Perhaps. We are here programming a simple minigame battle system. And we are about to build a gate. Yep, RPG Maker. Oh yeah, were you playing or developing? Maybe the enemy should rush a little less forward. Okay. Well, why not check it again? Developing. Oh yes! What were you doing? We are here doing a simple battle minigame. Press F and you parry. Okay, kind of a parry. The gate should be bigger, I feel like. Way bigger. Of course, I still need to draw a high resolution one, but for now, this will suffice. A little more on the left. More recoil. And what else? Yeah, charging a little less. Okay. Well, this is just a graphical check here. See? I'm a bit too big. Okay. Perspective-wise, this should be less wider. Because should be slightly inclined. Given the perspective. I will still make it a little smaller. Okay. Though nothing really important here. I can change it later. Oh wait, wide, too wide. Should be the opposite, okay. So I think I see also is we should move the enemy all the way back at the end. So it moved 700 on the left, 300 on the right, so more 400. But only after they took damage. So we should have a wait here. Again, this part, I should program the thing where you mash buttons to like spam the hammer how much you want, but I will do it after the demo. Okay, kinda works. Oh yeah, the gate is not... the gate is not disappearing though. Little detail. I can delete it here, but it's definitely better if I do some sort of animation or I fade the gate out. Cool animation I want is you parry, Fazei opens the door, goes through it, and is like counters the enemy with a hammer, which I think I will leave. I think I will do for the demo. I will do for the demo. Because just enemies making on the door and taking a lot of damage doesn't feel as satisfying. And it would look very cool if Fazei opened the gate and rushed through it and smacked the enemy as a surprise attack. So we don't have the open gate animation, but we can still manage something. So Fazei is number 5. So after the enemy gets stunned for a little, we can move Fazei on the left. 400. Smack the enemy. Wait a second and return back. Before this, there should be the gate opening. So I should wait 40 frames. We have the animation of the gate opening, which we don't have now. But we can definitely improvise. Okay. I will say I'm sorry in advance to every graphic designer. Very sorry in advance. But we're gonna do this. Black background. And the front will be something like this. Let's see. I wonder if I can... Yeah, wait. We can double the sides. Well, this will be placeholder, of course, because I'm not using this thing for the whole game, hopefully. Okay. I kinda improvised the open gate. I think it works. Of course, I may want to have animations. So not only closed and open, but a middle ground of gradually opening. So, here we have this one that shows the picture, but this time it replaces it with the open version. Fazei rushes forward, and we have a problem because Fazei is behind the picture. When he rushes forward, will live through the gate. So there should be a change in priority. Let me show you right now to see how it works for now. That was good and fast, thanks. Here, that's what it was supposed to be. But of course, you see, Fazei is still behind, even if he should live in the front. That's a problem, because we have the picture behind the other one. We are gonna try to solve that for now. Okay. I'm also having trouble with artistic part of games. Well, honestly, for starting, I would suggest just to rely on basic RTPs, because there will be a lot of things that don't work without prior experience, so I would say it's not a big problem if you use RTPs. Also, personally, I think that using RTPs or some sort of asset pack kinda is a limitation to the imagination, which can be a positive thing. Okay, that's my way of making games. So everyone has their own. But my way is with some constraints, I can focus the idea in one direction way better. For example, I did a game for a game jam that I love the idea and I want to continue, Respawn Banter, where I had to make a game without a lot of assets, because I couldn't make a lot of them for a month of a jam. That's why I made a game about some exploration and a lot of banters. Literally. A lot of dialogues. And it was kinda a concept I liked. In a similar thing, I try to focus or place the stories in the same timeline, so I'm also having some restraints in the form of story, which though makes for good ideas. What is RTP? Okay, RTP is the runtime. It's called runtime packages. It's all the default asset that you get when you create a new project, like this stuff, or like a character here. All those ones, and the tile set. I don't have them. Okay. Like, those things, those are by default in the engine. And they are called runtime packages. At least in the previous engines, this is called now default resources. Everyone, I still call it that way. Yeah, I would say the basic resources are a blessing, because this way new developers can focus more on getting more experience. If you want to make a game, you shouldn't focus on art. Of course, later it's vital for the game, but to learn it's not necessary. Unless you want to start with a big boom, but I don't think it's the case. Also, there's an ad, I'm very sorry. I'm using RPG Maker MV. Would you recommend using another one? No, I think MV is pretty good. If you want, I would suggest to switch to MZ, but the change is minimal. If you have the opportunity, do it, because it's still getting more support. But MV is practically the same. Just don't switch to Unite, okay? I think everyone thinks it's awful. Okay, what was... Okay, now we need to make the thing where the character goes in front of the gate. I don't think it's that difficult, because we can make... Here, dashes forward. We can split the forward dash in two. Like 200 and 200. Of course, even the weight should be different. And instead of waiting 20 frames, so overall I wait 10 and 10. So here. Here it dashes forward. We can also here then, after it dashes, to move the gate behind the character. Move behind means I delete the new one and place another one. Still, it will work. Okay. Let's see now. Yeah, perfect. We should place the gate in front again when it turns back. You know what? We didn't even need to split the dash forward in two. We can just, after half the time, so 20 frames to dash forward, after 10 we replace the gate. Same thing here. Return back after 10 frames, we make another gate in the same place. And we delete the other one, okay. Let's see now. Yeah, okay, it works. Maybe we should refine a little better the positioning and everything, but... Also, why is the gate not deleting? Okay, after the enemy goes back, the gate disappears, both of them. Now we're ready for the section after. Would be also cool if the gate opened while Fadzai dashed. So we can just not draw an open gate. And see. It's way cooler if it opens in the way. Yeah, okay. Okay, perfect, perfect. Of course. There needs to be the smack. Without a smack, it's not fun. Let's see. It's this one, right? After 10, yeah, after 10 frames, there's the smack. There should be a little wait after. Okay. Let's play the... This one is fine. Okay, my big defect is I want to replay every single thing I do. Okay, the blow though works fine. Okay, we actually have the entire bone structure of the battle system. Let's see. So we have the barrier and the buttons. And should repeat now. So now we need a health bar. You give a monster a kiss in the forehead. That's not the sound. That's not what the sound is saying. Much. I made the work with an animation for that. A simple hand moved a little forward. I don't know. The hammer is here, so won't be this hard. So now the health bar. Okay, I too many times have to work on health bars. I really should make a plugin for it. Oh well. So how I really should make a plugin for it. You know what? We will do right now. We make a new plugin from scratch. It's kinda not that impressive because you just which we take as default the cursor here. Not super impressive because it's like writing code in this one instead of the other one. And also it's not super global, but at least I can move it around. Area bar. Healthy bar. Okay, maybe not the bar I was thinking about, but here. Okay, so it's simple. We want to draw a bar. Function draw healthy bar. So for the bar we need the bar ID, so we can identify which bar is it. We need the coordinates, by default 0, 0. And what else? Yeah, of course, we need the value, right? And current value, maybe. Do we need to set up anything else? No. Also, would be very useful to save a max value here. Because in this way, I don't need to count everything. Okay, we need to define something here. We need to define all the healthy bars informations. Again, long name because this variable is global. If there is another variable with the same name, things get messy. So just to be sure, I make very long names. Even for my games. Yeah, for example, I'm not saying that name. Never mind. Okay, here. Here we have the information of all the bars. By default, it's empty, so it shouldn't be a constant, my bad. Should be a variable, okay. We need a constant though, which is... internal healthy bar offset. What is this? Is how do we place the inner bar outside of the other one? I think it's better if I give an example. We have a bar here. That's the intro of the demo, so I don't think I will be spoiling anything, but... Okay, this bar. As you can see, the bar is emptying, and the bar is not really touching the corner. It's a little lower. Okay, though I realize exactly now that we may have a problem. Because to make the bars like this work, every bar is as the entire left part as the base. That's why it's simple to just shrink the bar and it disappears only in one side. Though from how we programmed the battle, the center of each image is the center of it. The origin of the images is the center, so we can't do the same thing with the health bars. We need to find another way. Or get fancy with our bars. I don't know. Screenshotting this. Okay. Understandable. You got internal wrong. Wait, where? No, not really. The name of the variables, as long as it's the same, doesn't matter. I will keep it like this. So again, though, we have a problem here. Let's see if I can visualize it better. Why it's vertical? Can't I? What happened? I pressed the 9 button and it rotated. What happened? It rotated on its own. Oh well, good for me, I guess. Okay. So, to make it simple, this is the background of the health bar. And the health bar is here. The corner of every bar is exactly this one. That means if I say the red bar is the half of what it should, it shrinks on this side. Oh, in this direction. So it only stays here. It's fine. But for now, as we do now, the center is now here. That means that the red bar, for example, if the red bar for full would be like this, if I shrunk the red bar would be on the center here. That means you will be like this. And having a bar filling in the center here is kinda weird. I could shift it. I can technically have a code that shifts this horizontally based on where I need it here. It's extra effort, but I think it's very doable. So, I draw it in the center here, but I move it on the left based on half of the length of this picture. I hope it won't get too much parametrical. But it's doable. Okay, so bar infos. We change the name because now we will have the offset x, offset y. The offset x and y is simply very small. It's this one. How much it needs to be in the center. And the last one is we call it half length. How much show... Wait. It's not a constant value, I realize now. It may be a little more difficult. Because if it's here, I need to move it in the left until the borders are here. But this bar changes sides every time, so how do I know it? There should be a math formula for it. So for example, if the bar is empty, okay, yeah. If the bar is empty, let's say it's 0, that means it needs to move the full 100% left. 100% is the full space here. If it's 100%, it doesn't need to move. So it's the opposite, right? If the bar is half, like it is now, we can consider this being half, right? Yeah, let's pretend it's half of the length. If it's half, it only moves to move halfway there, right? Yeah, you see, the circle is in the middle of the way. It's in the half. So yeah, we got the formula, it's pretty simple. If it's half, it needs to move half the way here. Super simple. Yeah, super simple is relative, I know, but... Of background bar divided by 2. For lining it. Can you make the bar shrink to the left depending on the number of HP? If it is, it gets bigger. I don't think I got it, but yeah, every time the health changes, this bar will change the horizontal sides, like this. This is pretty simple because it's related to a parameter, the horizontal scale parameter. The problem is, being at the center, it will scale like this. So we need to align it every time it moves. If it goes smaller, I need to move it a little on the left. But again, it's doable. Because now, based on the dimension of the bar, we know how much to move it on the left. Well, first we draw the pictures. Later, we also shift it. For now we make the stuff to draw the picture. And we bring out our holy bible of notes. Because I never remember the order of the parameter for the pictures. Well, maybe I do, but just to be sure. Here. To create a picture, you use this code. So first we want to make the picture, right? Okay. The picture ID is, I don't know. We probably will do... We need a parameter. First value for drawing pictures. First value for ID for in drawing pictures. The name doesn't matter as long as it's long. And just to say, we draw pictures from the we draw the bars using as a parameter the number 70. I mean, like, when you show a picture, you need to define an ID here. We just determine a ID to avoid overriding anything important. That means the picture ID is this one plus the bar ID. We need something else, right? Yeah, we need to multiply it by 2. Because for each bar, we use 2 numbers. We use number 70 and 71, for example. 70 for the background and 71 for the front. Because again, a bar is made from the background and the color. The name, we already have the pictures, right? I may want to redraw them, but for now, we have it. Barra sfondo, barra timer, that's the name. Why the... Oh. I couldn't select the background. That's the name, barra sfondo. The origin this time is 1. Important, because the 1 means the center, or the origin point of the picture is the center, which is not suggested for those bars, but we kinda need it. Then the coordinates, which are defined here. Or you know what, we can define specific spots for the coordinate. Wait. We can do this. Coordinate is a parameter. It's like an identificative again. For example, we can say 0, you place it on the top. 1, you place it in the bottom left corner because it's the player health. 2, you place it on the right because it's the enemy health, and so on. And to do it, we just create another constant with the long names we like. Default coordinates for the healthy bars. And it's a list of arrays. For example, if the number is 0, we want the bar on the top. So, horizontally it's 700, vertically it's 90. If it's 1, it's on the bottom left, so 130 and 900, and so on. By default it's 0. How are my drawing skills? Well, I don't have experience in drawing, but I still managed to do something because I use an art style that doesn't require too much experience, like this one. And surprisingly it works. Though I don't think I will draw for my games because I would prefer to just develop games. So that's why for the future I really plan to commission other people or just find an artist. Though, at least, if I really have to, I could manage something. Okay, now for the coordinates, as we saw, we need to take the value 0, for example, this one. And we take the first value, which is x. Same with the second one, but it's a little long for a name. Wait. Why drawing pictures is always takes a lot of space? The scale? I don't know about the scale. We might have... we should define another parameter, right? Max value, current value. Sure, let's define the scale. By default 100. Opacity is always full, and blend mode 0 probably. Okay, here we have it. We define the picture. Now it will appear on screen when we call this. Let's try. It happens even if we don't write any parameter. Let's see. Maybe. Ah, wait. Yeah, because this is a new plugin. We need to add it. Oh, come on. Where it's missing the thing. Do you want the entire line here? No, it can't be. Maybe it did. Okay, only draw the background, but you can see it works. Would you say a game developer is divided in art, code, and story? Or there are more parts? There are way more parts, actually. Also because, for example, some games could even not have a story, for example, but there is like the main I can think of are art, programming, the code, the story, but also the very important thing is game design. If the game is not fun to play, it's not really worth playing. Game design doesn't work for every game. For example, visual novels don't have a game design, but it's still important to have a good game design in visual novels to make them entertaining. Like just having different scenes, entertaining scenes. Not really definable like that, so never mind. But there's also the level design, which is different from the game design. And well, there is the music aspect, but I would say art is included in that. Art also could be divided in actual drawings and character concepts and design, which I recently found that it's pretty hard to do. And even outside of the range of the game, the marketing and social part is very vital. So yeah, there weren't as much as I thought. There are probably more, but those are the ones that came to mind. Oh, hello Lolo! Nice to see you! It's doing well, thanks! We are now... What were you doing? Yeah, we were programming health bars because I hate drawing health bars every time, but that's what we are doing for now. Very bare bones, but for now we have build gate, open, slash! Should be a very simple mini game, but we still need to do all the health bars. Just a simple mini game to have something actually playable in the game. I think this is kind of necessary because I need to revamp the final battle to make it compatible with full screen. And now we were trying to show a health bar. Let's just stick to here. So we can check if everything works from the bar. Yeah. The bar is still here. But would be wise, for example, to... I don't know, for now it's fine. Yeah, would be wise to put the second part of the bar. Not the background, but the actual bar going backwards. Which is called, in pure English, bar timer. Pure English, bar timer here. Which will be placed on the... Oh. Wait. I think I messed up something. Yeah, because the first picture got placed on number 72 instead of 71. Should be ID -1. Okay. Not this one. Okay, so does the same things, blah blah blah. Though the default coordinates should increase by the offset. Because, well, for now let's see what happens with this. Then I will show why do we need an offset. Oh, never mind. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, because now the pictures originate from the center here, so we don't need an offset. Never mind, my bad. Well, that's convenient for this part at least. Now, we need to change the value, right? So, change healthy bar value. Both increasing and decreasing. So we need the bar ID. And we need the value. By default, it's 1. I don't think we need other parameters. So how do? We move the picture of the timer. We just shrink it. Let's see. This is the code to move a picture, which is kinda identical to show picture, even if it does a difference. It doesn't have a name, and adds the duration at the end. Ah yeah, we need the duration parameter, yeah. By default, we make 40 frames. Game design is normally made between the whole team or just one guy or department. Well, I would say it's not the whole team that needs to make game design, because it's like saying, oh yeah, let's have everyone in the team make art for the game. No, because I will do awful art for the game. I need to narrate an experience. I participated in my only global game jam on Place. I was on Place in a university on I don't remember where. Not Turin, but a little closer maybe. And we had a decent amount of people in the team, like 6 people. There were like 4 programmers with Unity. I didn't know Unity well at the time, so I had to be the game designer. The problem is, everyone was coming up with ideas with the game. I also did my ones, but no one was listening to my ideas for the game, even if I was the game designer. At the end, the game was shit. I'm not saying that with my ideas the game would be saved, but it literally happened like in the internet. There was an idea guy. Everyone else was saying, oh yeah, let's add this to the game, let's add this to the game. And I was like, no wait, it isn't fun like this. Maybe we should do like that. No, they said too complicated to program. Okay, my kind of fault, because I didn't know how to program with Unity at the time, but still, that wasn't a good game at the end, unfortunately. Yeah. That's why you shouldn't let everyone do game design. At least not everyone in the team. If you are the designer, you have to choose the right ideas. Other group members can give you their thought, but you have to make... Yeah! Yeah, because a game designer knows, or at least knows what works and doesn't work. Other team members definitely know less if they are not a game designer, but they can still have good ideas. So having ideas from the entire team is pretty positive. But it's the game designer that needs to put them in place. There is a game made between 100 developers and it's a mess. Oh yeah, we actually did something of the same here. We did like a parachain on the Discord server, where we were 8 developers and we made a story piece by piece. And yeah, it was kind of a mess, indeed. We plan to do another one if you're interested. You need to be consistent to your vision for the game. Well, the other members could have a similar vision, but yeah, it's better that every part of the game is, or each part of the game is made by the design person. Even if there should be one supervisor above everything to check if everything is on place. If everyone is following the right style. But I don't know, I'm developing alone, I don't have a supervisor, I'm lucky I don't have. But yeah, there should be a person checking everything in the game. Like, for example, it's what I'm doing for my game, because I commission artists around. I was trying to communicate with a writer, I need to make sure everything fits with the right theme and feel of the game. Which is a job on its own, I gotta say. I really want to have a lot of persons in the team, but managing them feels like a hassle. But it was awesome! It was! Where's the next one? Remember, can have other visions. If you're the designer, the final word is up to you. Yeah, but that was kinda of a situation where people were very inexperienced in making games. It was just a university group. Like, sorry, it came to mind. We got in my university one day where there was an optional course about Unity or something like that. And I went, of course, because it was pretty interesting. And there was one person that had the gall to ask, hey, what if I want to make a project where there's me and my friends going inside the game and doing adventures? And the professor was like, what the fuck did you just ask me? And he answered very normally, diplomatically, saying, maybe you should try. It's not the right idea for this engine at the moment, or something like that. It was very diplomatic. That's to say that the people that want to do the project, like the idea guys, are everywhere, not only RPG Maker. What I was doing? Oh yeah, to decrease the health bar. The health bar is like this, now needs to be smaller. So the picture ID is the same here. We got the same code here. The origin is the same. The coordinates, we don't know them. So we need to save the coordinates from the other bar. So. Here, we save all the healthy bars information, it's literally called like this, of the current bar ID. We need to store the information about the chords, the max value, the current value, and the scale. I don't think we need anything else. So now the information we need, let's see, we can call it bar info for to be more quick, is stored here, bar ID. So now the X now is, it's a little more complicated because we need to read the information here. Now I think, yeah, we can read them like this. That bar X is the information of this one regarding the current coordinates parameter here. It's kind I'm doing a matrix of inside the matrix, but it's pretty convenient if I know what I'm doing at least. So the coordinates of the bar are stored here. For example, we have the bar 1, coordinate 700, y90, or a different position. Each one of those is a bar position. I need to get the right one of those. But it's simple because we store it here, the first parameter. So we can just read the information as the first parameter of bar info. Here, okay. I hope it's right. Okay, so now we have the coordinates. We have the X and Y. Then the scale, which is the same. It's the parameter number 3. So, 3. The opacity should be always the max. Blend mode, who cares? And duration is defined. Okay, now the bar should change value. Let's see. We call it again, and we have the bar 1 decrease by 40 in 2 seconds. That's how it writes, right? Yeah, perfect. Let's see. You have the bar here and doesn't move. Huh? Wait, is it Visustela problem? No. No, Visustela is off. Nice. So, why does... Ah, yeah, no, why? Okay, yeah, I get why. Because we moved the bar to the same sides from before, so that doesn't change anything. We need to find the difference. Because now we just make the same bar, nothing changes. We need to make this bar smaller. How do we make it smaller? By decreasing the scale of the x direction. For example, if we say that x now is half of it, the bar will definitely move. Here you see it's decreasing. How do we do it? We need to define final fill. I don't know. And we multiply it by final fill. Final fill will be the percentage of how full will be the bar after the decrease. For example, if we decrease it by 1, the bar, which was 100, will be 99% full. So, we need to have the bar info of the max value and the current value. So, we get the max value, and we divide it by... With that, we divide the current value. And so we will have the percentage of how much it's full. For example, if it's 50 and this one is 100, we get half. Though we need to consider that something changes. We have a change here. So, bar info, we decrease by value. We need to make a final check though. If final fill is less than 0, final fill is 0. So it can't go beyond expectations, right? I think that's enough. Let's see. Yeah, decreased by how much? 40. That's right. Of course, we can make multiple times the decrease. Do we? Oh, wait, there's a problem. We don't save the change. We need to update. We need to update that the change applied. So we need to do update the value number, let's see, 2. Maybe we should have... Nah, it's fine. Okay. And now we can move it to 0. We still have the problem though, that the bar is centered. I don't like it being like this. I don't like it. That's why we need to shift it on the left. But we already know the trick, right? Right? So, we don't need the offset here. So we just want the size of background bar. Yeah, as a first parameter. So how big is the background bar? Yeah, we need to do like this. 400 pixels. Oh, we divide it by 2 though. Now we know how the bar is big. That way we know how much to move the sand. To move this one from... Oh, come on. how much to move this one from the center. So, doesn't matter when we place it, but matters when we place it? No, only when we move it. So, to define the final x, we need to get the percentage here. And based on the percentage, we move it on the left based on the number here. So, how much to move left is half of the bar. So, the formula is this. First half of the bar. All of this. Multiplied by how much the bar is full. If it's half full, then it means we're moving it wait. Yeah, we're moving it like this much, probably. Yeah, because the bar will be like this, and we move it this much, which is exactly the half, as you see. So we multiply that space by the final fill, or should be the opposite of the final fill, because if it's 0, we need to move it all the way on the left. So 1 minus final fill. And on top of that, is there something else? Yeah, the scale. Where is it? We have it here. Bar info 3. To know how much to move it on the left. Since if the bar is bigger, it means we move it more on the left. Okay, I hope it's right. So, should be enough. Let's see if the magic happens. I swear, if it happens the first try. Oh, it doesn't. What is this? What happened? What happened? So, let's see what happened exactly. $8,000? What? My power is over 8,000. I see, I see. What happened? Bar info is the scale, right? Ah, the scale is not percent, so should be, if it's 80%, should be 0.8, so it's divided by 100. Okay. Wait, went reverse, what? What now? No more alert. Wait, it even shouldn't go. Wait, how much to move left? Is the math right? I think it is. Though it doesn't seem to move left. Why? It didn't move left at all. Ah, wait. Yeah, because I did it on the scale. Should be on the coordinates. I messed up. Okay. Can believe the amount of work for a health bar. Yeah, but it's not a normal health bar. It's a health bar centered in the center. Otherwise would be slightly easier. Okay, yeah, you see. It works, it works. Okay. Awesome. If I decrease it a little more. Though we need a little offset on the left. Because you see at the end the bar was completely attached on the left. That's a little hard to do, but I think we can just do the main bar a little wider. It's a little cheating, but... Let's see. Scale times 0.1. we make it a little wider. A little too wide, maybe. Yeah, no. We just add 2 pixels. And we can make 4. Will be enough. Oh wait, that's... Okay, it's fine. Now this should be like 2% more. Just to have... just to not have... just to not have the borders touch. Because you see it slightly moves on the left. But for now I keep it like this. Okay, again I need to be structured like this because the battle system can get a little messy intentionally. Okay, we have it. Just to be sure, we need also to return if the final fill is less or equal than 0. Because we need to know if someone died or not. Okay, so now we can finally have our pictures. So we can place... oh. I kinda want the pictures to be included in the battle system, but I think if we draw them at the start, it won't be of any problem. Let's see. Draw health bar. For the protagonist, it's 1. On the bottom left. Then we have the max value, 100. And the rest is not important. Okay, while for the enemy, we do the health bar number 2. Placed on the top, and it's full again. For now, let's see if they get placed. Later we might worry about the color. Okay, kinda. Not a problem. The bar on the bottom should be... yeah, because it's centered, so it should be a little more on the left. And a little more down. Okay. Now we also finally want to decrease the value of the bars. So for example, when we hit the enemy blow, we can decrease their bar. Decrease bar 2 by 40 even. A lot. We can go 33. Let's see. F. And the bar is decreasing, nice. Should be a little faster, maybe. We can definitely make it faster by default. Okay. Now, there is a thing. The enemy still can't die. So we need to do that. Instead of just saying it decreases, we put it in a condition. I love that it works. I can make a condition to check the bar and see if the enemy dies. If the enemy dies, good, we won the battle. If it doesn't, the bar still decreases. It's a function that works double way. So we should do jump to level, win battle. And we have 1 at the end. Okay. Should work anyway. We should cover the fact that if we take damage. So here instead of game over, you change our bar value by little less 20. You died. And for now it's game over. We should also implement it on the other part of the battle. Where is it? The input listener. Here. Let me copy it. So at least in this way we can have a functional battle system. Or minigame battle system. Okay, here for example you get it wrong and you take damage. This is way less damage though because it's not important part of the battle. Game over if you die. While for the enemy is here. The enemy takes way less damage. Some cheap damage. I don't know what to do if you win here, but let's see now. It starts with the attack, charge attack, let's go. D. Damage. And now, the buttons. Okay, there's no sound for them taking damage. I take damage if I get it wrong though. And once, works. Now, the only thing to make it complete, or at least the skeleton complete, needs to loop. Needs to repeat over and over. Let's see. Here. We need to split it here. And we need a loop. Make a condition true just to have a folder to contain our stuff. Okay, here. This is the first attack, and after it charges like we did. Let's see, charge is this. Skipped through, we say this is the charged attack. Okay. And now this stuff repeats for the rest of the battle. Let's see if it works. Ah, like this. Before we continue, maybe we should place a sound effect here. This one will do. I can. Maybe it should be randomized. Should be more sounds in a random. Charge attack D. Yeah, okay. And it repeats. We can mess it up, of course. Let's see if we mess up this one. If I don't press in time. Oh, I feel like we cheated, but okay. Okay. Yeah, I forgot to change what happens if we miss. Let's see. So the charge attack is here. This is the entire loop. And when it's over here. Okay, yeah. If the time is over, that means we kinda no gate today. That means we skip all the part of having the cool animation. Wait, stop. No, never mind. This should be later. Because here the enemy charges and attacks, and here you die, or you take damage. After that. Okay. And if you not, you don't even see the gate. And here the enemy goes away, so should be like in the middle here. Yeah. Like here. So if you don't build the gate, you take damage and it jumps to that part. I can speed on the part by just mashing. Oh wait, I should have lost. Never mind. I died. I mashed title too much. Yeah, they add up. Let's see, if I don't press the button, I take damage. There is no sound. Oh! There is no sound. The enemy is insisting a little too much. Gate is ready. Aya! Well, for working now it works. Oh, let's be careful. I am about to die. Gate time! Gate it is! We win! Okay. We need now to do anything when it ends. Like probably a race event. Okay. Or just proceed with doing anything that happens after. Okay. I think it's the right moment to stop. We did only 2 hours, but we definitely did most of the battle system. Or the second part, the health bar and the gate. I just needed the art for everything. Okay. Again, I'm surprised I did it in only 2 hours. All the gate, pressing buttons, and health bars. Mostly health bars, I'm surprised. Okay. Next week, we definitely will find something to do, but I kinda want to publish the Steam page in like in 2 weeks. So I want to work a little more on the game page and trailer. Oh god, not the game page and the trailer. Why it's always everything hard to do? Oh well, oh well. That's developing, I suppose. Okay. Have fun, thanks. Well, I have fun in making games, but there are some parts that are less fun than the others. I don't regret making drawings for this game in particular because allowed me to approach different things which I couldn't anyway, but I would prefer not use my time to draw. At least I'm surprised it doesn't end up as a mess all the time, the drawings. Okay. To end the stream, we can rate Zephyr. Okay, and that's everything for today. So, we will continue developing next week, the same day, Tuesday. Tomorrow, we are gonna continue games from the Game Jam. And Wednesday, we're gonna play the visual novel dating sim with a twist. You will see. Okay, that's everything for today. Thanks again for coming by, and we'll see ya whenever happens.